Hi, I'm your host, Jackie Hardy, host of NDG Live. We are so excited as we continue our Broadway Dallas segment and featuring Lamont J. Whitaker. We speak with Lamont about his upcoming role as Mafala in the musical production of the Book of Mormon. Audience goers in the DFW area can see this production in Fort Worth at the Bass Performance Hall from July 28th through July 30th, or in the Dallas area at Music Hall at Fair Park from August 1st through August 6th. We hope you enjoy this conversation with Lamont. Thanks again for watching. Thank you, Lamont Whitaker, for certainly being willing to sit down with me and talk about this upcoming role that you're in the Book of Mormon. And I just first want to introduce myself. I'm Jackie Hardy, and just give you a little bit of background of what NDG Live is. It stands for North Dallas Gazette, NDG, and we are minority owned, proudly to say, operated. A publication. One of the other things that we offer is our digital platform, our YouTube NDG Live. And so, yeah, we bring entertainment news, political news, community news to our broad audience, primarily minority audience. So thank you for being willing to sit with us, because I know we have a lot of people in our community that are excited about these Broadway productions coming this way. Yeah.
Thank you for
And
having me. This is like one of the most exciting interviews I've had so far, so I'm ready.
oh, great. That is awesome. That makes us happy, Lamont. Yeah. And so on that, you guys are coming to the DFW area and you will be playing in both Fort Worth and Dallas. How excited are you about that?
I'm actually very, very excited. I had the pleasure of being on the Donna Summer musical right before this
Oh, wow.
tour. And we did go to Dallas and it was my first time. And I'm from Miami, Florida, so it kind of has the same feel. And so I'm really excited to go back. I loved it when I
Absolutely. Yeah, I read your bio and know that you were from Miami. So you got little Southern roots to you as well, right?
yes, and
Yeah.
I'm in Augusta, Georgia now, and I
Oh,
go
wow.
back and forth. So I'm a Southern boy.
I heard that. Yes, I know that's right. Can't beat us in the cooking department, right?
All
Yeah, I used to live in Atlanta, so I know about Augusta. Yeah.
yes, yes. You're like
Yeah.
hours away. Yeah.
Right. That's right. That's about 4 hours. In fact, we lived in Conyers, Georgia. So yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And I was kind of also reading in your background. You did, yes, the Donna Summer musical, The Color Purple. You've got a really accomplished resume. So can you kind of share a little more about your background, how it's kind of led you to where you are right now?
Of course. So I was born in Miami, Florida. Um, my grandmother was a director, model,
Oh,
writer. Mom is a singer. My father's a singer. So like everyone in my family loves music. And I
okay.
took the musical theater route, and I took me to LA where I studied musical theater and received my Bachelor of Fine Arts. And then I moved to New York City where I've been living ever since. I go back and forth between Georgia and New York, and I love what I do.
Sure.
It's been a long journey, but I'm here now with this show, and I'm so excited to be in this show because I'm representing a group of people, and it's super fun.
That's awesome. So it's kind of in your blood, I hear a
Yes,
little
it
bit.
is. The
Yeah, that preacher's son, you said?
yes.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, so I know to get a little bit into the character you play. Now, I'm not up on my Swahili. I assume that's the official language, but it's Mafala, is that correct? Is
Yes,
the
yes.
character
My
you
character is named Mafala Hatimbi. He's the
I
chief
think
of the village.
that's
Um,
right.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And a little funny story is that my grandmother was converted in 2011 as a chief in Ghana, and she
Really?
yes they gave her that title because of her amazing community service and the work she did in Miami, Florida, to connect the diaspora from Africa to America and vice versa. And I just remember always, like, every year I was that kid, like, going to school, like, asking for shoes or any, like,
Yeah.
shoes that have not been worn, and we would just package it all up, me and her together, when I was a kid, and we would send it off to Ghana.
Yeah, so you're kind of destined for this role, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And can you, because you're right, you kind of have a patriarchal role, your character. And can you kind of speak to that? I know there's a lot going on in Uganda, right? That is burden your, yeah, as the village leader.
Basically, the show is about two Mormon missionaries who travel to Uganda to convert the citizens into Mormonism, but it gets really hard. It is not as easy as they thought it was going to be. And my character, Mafala Hatimbi, just basically wants all those things he didn't have growing up for his daughter. No hunger, basic
Sure.
rights, just peace. He really wants to create this for her, but he doesn't really know how to go about it. And she has a little bit more plan than he does.
Absolutely.
That's my
Yeah.
character. The dad that's just, wants his daughter to spread his wings, but spread her wings, but kind of holding her back.
Yeah, and want something better for her. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
absolutely. No, so I know that dynamic, I'm sure it's emotional in some respects to play
No,
that
it
role.
is. Yes. I get to, yes, yeah, I just get to be that anchor for her, to just
Sure.
show her what is possible to do, and she just
Mhm.
takes it. Yeah.
Right. No, that is great. I had read where the writers had kind of rewritten the script to kind of deepen the Ugandan characters. And can you kind of speak to why that shift is important, even telling stories that, are unique stories, particularly of those in the diverse and different communities, why that's important?
Yes, I'm very glad that so during the pandemic, they took the show and rewrote it. They changed a lot of things, and one of
Okay.
my favorite things they changed in the show is the Nabalungi character. She now has more depth. She has
Your
a
daughter. Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
She has, for example, in the show, she used to use a typewriter. Even though we are in a certain time now, like, there's no way that in Uganda, they don't have electronic devices. So now she has an iPad instead of a typewriter. It just makes her a little bit less silly and more relatable.
Sure, sure. Kind of modernize some things. Yeah,
Yes, yes. I
yeah,
mean, we are in a certain time, and her story is more important than
sure.
than a,
Yeah,
than a joke.
absolutely. Yeah, there's some depth to that. Absolutely. Yeah. And I know being African American and even what you speak about with your grandmother,
Yes.
that it is important to highlight those aspects. Yeah.
Yes, we need
Right.
to feel just as we need our story to be heard just as much as the
Amen.
Mormon. It is both ours, and then at the end of the show, we tie it all together so
That's good.
sweetly. You understand why we had to go through such a big thing. Actually, in the show, something hit me yesterday in the show that I was just like, wow, like, this is really a great message. Like, at the end of the show, without giving too much away, Price just really looks at both sides of the stage, the Mormons and Ugandans. He was like, we can all work together to make this a
Mm,
better place. You know
wow.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
I hear that I've been doing 276 shows, and I finally, I finally understood it wasn't for us on the stage, it was for the audience to hear.
Wow.
You know?
That's good.
If we all just work together, we can make this a better place, the
Yeah.
peace that we want. And I really do believe that that is the message of the show. And
Absolutely.
and it needs to be heard over and over and over again, no matter how many times we say it. This is
Yeah.
the season for this show.
Absolutely. And I think I agree with you, especially where we are right now in our nation. This
Yes.
kind of message is certainly needed
Very
and
important.
welcomed,
Uh,
honestly.
it-
Yeah.
and it's nicely crafted and hidden by, like, very funny numbers and funny
Sure,
jokes, and funny songs. My
sure.
character is I always love to say this, my character is the first person to make the audience really think. Like,
Hmm.
even though I'm saying something so outlandish and so sarcastic,
Sure,
um, the audience is thinking, they're laughing, but they're
right,
really thinking about what I'm saying. And
right,
it's the first time the Mormons really do see, like, oh, okay, this is not what we think it is. This
sure.
village is not going to be easy.
Easy, yeah, sure, sure, yeah. And I have said before, and I think applies to almost any faith, is that first people need to know you care before the conversion, so to speak. Yeah,
Yes,
and that sounds like, yeah, it touches on that, quite honestly. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because people will hear you when they know you care.
yes,
Right,
exactly. And
right,
there's so much I don't want to give away with the show, but
sure.
it really does. Yes, it's funny. Yes, it's the
Mhm.
haters of South Park. Um,
Yes. Yeah, because they're kind of a provocateurs, like they're writing. Yeah,
it's extreme, but
yeah, absolutely.
it reaches an audience that, I was a South Park fan growing up, and
Okay.
I'm excited that this is a show that I get to be in because I'm telling a message every night,
Wow.
and that is important. Like some shows you do, you get to dance and have fun, but are you
Yeah.
really telling a story?
Mm,
Really changing
sure.
lives?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I love that because you're basically saying that it's not just for entertainment. It's meant to kind of hit you at the heart, right? Yeah,
Yes,
and certainly entertainment is one of those ways that change can evoke. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, no,
It's a
that's
show
awesome.
my way since 2011. It's 12 years now. Up until last summer, it was the funniest and only comedy on Broadway. It just goes to speak that yes, it's funny, but it
Yeah.
does have a message, and
Yeah. How does it
love.
feel to be a part of this ensemble? I mean,
I feel incredibly blessed, lucky. Um, it feels really, really great to be in this show. And
yeah.
I'm now about to start a second season and reach out to more audiences. Right now we
Wow.
are in Nova Scotia, playing in a stadium because,
Wow.
Broadway shows don't really come to
Nova
Nova Scotia.
Scotia.
So
Yeah.
we're bringing this story to this audience in a whole nother country. So it's just
Has it been
amazing.
received pretty well? Yeah.
Yes, every night, there's a lot of American references in the show, but
Okay.
every night, the audience understands more and more,
Okay.
and it's just amazing. And I've been having a great time here, but I can't
Yeah.
wait to come to this stuff.
We can't wait to have you. Absolutely. Yeah, because you'll be here for a little over a week, right?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I know you hit Fort Worth first, and
yes,
then that's right, you'll end it in Dallas. Yeah. And I'm sure when you have, because it's a lot of engagement with the audience, yes, like that, the laughter and some of the shock value and some of the script. Do y'all like that? Hearing the audience's, yeah, interaction? How does that
the
motivate you?
Actually, my favorite part about doing this show and maybe any show is audience reaction and
Okay,
like okay, we have to ignore it on stage. We have to
sure.
just tell the story. When I'm on stage, I'm just telling the story. But when I'm down in my dressing room and listening to the other songs that are happening, the audience reaction is always my favorite thing
Absolutely.
to
I'm
know
sure
that
it feeds you, you get energy.
yes,
Yeah, you draw a lot of energy from
like
that.
every audience is different, so
Mm,
every we're not just saying jokes, like we're really just telling the truth of whatever we're saying, and
mhm.
feeling that the audience is along on the journey because we say
Sure.
some crazy stuff in the show, and sometimes you know
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Right. No,
but they're thinking more than
that's
laughing.
right. Yeah, there's intention behind that, absolutely. Yeah, and even just bringing awareness to some of the ills that are happening, in Uganda, for example. There's a conscious awareness that oftentimes, we're so tunnel vision, we only see what's going on and what's around us. Yeah, and this is a platform to to kind of expose some other things.
Yeah, a lot of the things actually.
Yeah.
A lot of things we expose on the show, and
Mhm.
and most of them are 100% accurate.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. And how many musical numbers do you have? Or
Um, in the show,
that you
I don't
do?
think I've ever counted how many numbers
You
I
have a lot. That means you have a lot.
think I do about 7 or 8 musical numbers in the show,
Oh,
but
really?
other cast members who don't leave the stage, including our two leads, who
Yeah.
are out there for the majority of the
Of
time. So
of the acts, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't have to act. I love my job, but a lot of people are working very
Yeah,
hard.
sure. Do you have a favorite of the musical numbers that you do?
I have two favorites.
Uh-huh.
Baptize Me is the number between Nabalungi, my daughter, and
Oh,
Elder Cunningham. It's just a number where she learns what a baptism is. And
okay.
the my favorite number is Latter Day. It is towards the end of the show, and it's the first time we get to sing as a group, both Mormon
Okay.
and Ugandans on stage singing harmony, and it's really fun. Some of the
Yeah.
best I feel in the show, and it just has a clear message. You can just tell, like, I love when to get the audience like clapping.
Involved.
So
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's one of those kind of numbers, huh? Got a little gospel vibe to it, would you say?
yes, definitely. When I saw the show, I remember listening to this number, and they all gave us a ticket during rehearsal to see the show on Broadway. And I just remember watching this number and hearing the gospel and the
Yeah.
vibrato in this song. And it's like we take it to church.
All
Definitely,
right.
but all of us, all
Yeah,
of us.
sure. Absolutely. And I'm sure
Um,
it's a pretty picture,
yeah,
just, yeah, seeing all the different diverse, yeah,
yeah.
faces coming together in a
Real.
unified way.
Yes, it's really fun, and and it's like we spend so much time opposite of each other, back on and off stage, that
Okay.
that moments really do mean a lot, and
Yeah,
yeah, we put in the work by the end to have
absolutely.
for not just the audience but for us as well.
Sure. So do you have, I know you're a PK, so the superstitions may counter that your beliefs, but do you have any things that you do that you have to do in preparation for the play, like any kind of superstitious, if you will, things that you have to do?
To get my blood pumping,
Uh-huh.
well, physical things, the vocal warm-ups
Sure.
and the cardio, but lately with this show, I definitely I'm a prayer.
I heard
I have
that. Yeah.
with a little prayer for myself and for the show, and
Yeah,
I have to check in and just talk for a little bit to make sure, you
that's
know,
right. To center
the
yourself. That's
yes.
right. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of family, do you have any
Uh,
family here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area?
um, Actually, my mom would tell me like 10 people, to be honest.
I hear you.
Like, right now, she'll be like, "Yeah, I got this
You
day
got
over
this
here."
cousin. Yeah. Well, and
But no,
I asked that because Texas is so big. I always feel like everybody's got some relative that lives
well,
in the area.
Mickey Rivers was a Texas Ranger, so I
Oh,
don't know if
really?
like he like the baseball team, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's right. That's the baseball. That's right. Listen, asking me though, that may not be good.
I was like, not a ranger, like a cow,
Yeah,
like
right, right. A park ranger, no. Yeah.
yeah. So he was there for a bit, but that's
Okay.
the
And that was who again?
Mickey Rivers.
Mickey Rivers.
But he went to the Yankees after that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow. Well, cool. Well, I was just curious because if you had family, I was like, will they be able to come and watch you while you're here in the DFW area? Yeah. So,
Possibly. We
yeah,
always put something out once I'm there. I'll probably get a Facebook
that's
message going.
right. When you tell them you're in the area, yeah, they'll be like, hey, cousin, coming to see you.
That's the
Well,
best. That's where.
that's right. Well, no,
people across the world. Yes.
That's right, you do. That's it. Yeah, you get adopted family members, I'm sure. Yeah, as you're traveling all over, which is so cool. It's certainly my last question because we are a minority owned and operated publication. I always like to just ask the question, for that student, or excuse me, that actor coming up that looks like you, what can you say to them just to say keep going at it?
My mom always says this thing to me that, I don't even know if she knows, but it always motivates me. And it's just keep pushing and keep your head up. Like, no matter how
Mhm.
hard it gets, strength is not something that is like big and
Mhm.
huge. It can be something that is tiny and
Mm,
it's just a whisper in your ear. You know what I mean? To
sure.
keep
Yeah.
going. Like, that is strength.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, just remember, like, if you want it enough, if you want it bad, do it. Listen to your heart, and don't stop.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Lamont, for you taking the time. Such a delight to talk with you. It
Hey, and it's
is. And I
amazing.
wish you all success and break a leg.
Thank you so much, and I wish you the same.
Oh, thank you. You take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Again, we hope you enjoyed our conversation with Lamont and are excited about checking out the Book of Mormon musical production. Again, you can see it at Bass Performance Hall in Fort Worth from July 28th through July 30th. Tickets, just go to basshall.com, or if you're in the Dallas area, you can see it at Music Hall at Fair Park from August 1st through the 6th. And you can purchase tickets by going to broadwaydallas.org. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day.